I hope all of you are doing good. Today I want to meditate on Job chapter 42, verse 1 and 2. Let me read that. Then Job replied to God, I know you can do all things. No purpose of yours can be thwarted. Job went through unimaginable suffering. God gave the double portion back to him. His friends and Job had a long conversation. But keeping all that aside, today I want to actually learn together. What did Job learn through suffering? What can we learn through suffering? If we understand what we will learn through suffering, when we go through suffering, our perspective will be different. Job, in the 42 chapters, we don't see God telling Job why he suffered. There's no answer for why he suffered. Though we know the reason, in chapter 1 we read that. But Job did not understand that. So the answer, the lesson, what we get from suffering is not why we suffered, but something else. 3 things that Job learned. Number 1, Job, in this particular chapter, he said, I know you can do all things. Chapter 40, verse 4, he said, I am unworthy. I spoke twice, I will not speak. God, now I know who you are. In our suffering, the greatest benefit what we know is that we know how big our God is. The wisdom of God. God asked Job 49 questions from chapter 38 to 41. After hearing all that, Job understood how big God is. The greatest thing that we should learn is that we need to understand the wisdom of God. God knows nothing of your plans can change. Nobody can change anything what you do because you're much above everything. Moment we understand that, our perspective of suffering will be very different. Lord, you have a greater plan which I don't know, but I know you have a plan and I understand that. Number 2, so one is your greatness I understand. In verse 3, he said that, surely I spoke without understanding. I did not understand. Things too wonderful for me to know. Many times, second thing what Job understood, Job spoke so many things. Lord, the day I was born was not good. Why am I going through it? God is not giving me justice and all those things. And he said, I spoke so many things and I understand my failure. In our suffering, we will understand our failures, Lord. You will understand humility differently. You will understand pride differently. You will understand brokenness differently. You will understand surrender differently when we go through suffering. We understand weeping differently. We understand peace differently. We understand peace above understanding. That will be different. All those understanding we'll differently see it because we see our failures. We see our weaknesses. We'll see it differently. The next thing what he said is, Lord, I understand my sins. I want to repent. He understand what surrender is. Verse 5 and 6 he said, my ears have heard about you, but now my eyes have seen you, Lord. And then verse 6 is, therefore I despise myself and repent in dust and ashes. A total surrender. Suffering is the greatest experience that we can go through and really say, Lord, now I'm totally helpless. I'm dependent on you. I surrender. Final thought. 3 great lessons that Job learned. He understood the greatness of God. He understood his failures. And he understood what surrender is. Can we surrender, understand our failure, and understand the greatness of God in our suffering and pain? God bless you. Let's see suffering differently.